They live in their own world. To them, this is normal.
The pictures tell a compelling story, pet owners in over their heads. The very secret world of animal hoarding is now a top-rated show on Animal Planet.
Rescue an animal, and I just can't help it. I can't say no.
Sometimes reality TV can be anything but this is a real problem happening here in the Tri-Cities.
I think people would truly be surprised. Animal hoarding is not noticeable, really, but it's every day. It's all around us. It could be a next-door neighbor, and you just aren't aware of it yet.
As head of the Tri-Cities Animal Control, Angela Zeiler tells Action News she's seen about 3 cases a year of animal hoarding crop up, and she's certain plenty more go unreported.
Situations with people spending their life savings or paycheck to paycheck overwhelms them.
You've seen that?
Oh, absolutely.
Action News has covered the big cases. Last year, more than 50 cats found in this Findlay home. The renter, accused of neglecting them, now faces animal cruelty charges. She's awaiting trial. In 2009, Ella Stewart was at the center of one of the biggest cases of animal neglect in Washington state history. Nearly 400 dogs were pulled from her Benton County property. Due to mental health concerns, she avoided jail time and performed community service instead.
I've had a difficult time carrying this alone, but I tried. I did the best I could. And I still am proud of them. I'm just very saddened at the tragedy that's taken place.
There was a significant lapse of judgment on your part.
There is a sickness, I think, that was exposed in regards to this, a sickness about how she was overwhelmed with the number of dogs.
I'm not satisfied with her statements on sentencing. A little surprised she had absolutely no remorse.
A couple years before the Stewart case, a well-known animal advocate was also accused of animal cruelty. Cops took dozens of cats and dogs, a snake, and some carcasses from Brandy Leiter's home. Prosecutors called it good intentions gone bad. Others called it hoarding. Leiter was acquitted and later admitted to Action News things at her property had gotten out of control.
I didn't know what else to do. I didn't really believe I'd done anything wrong. I just ended up overwhelmed. It was portrayed that it was a very messy situation, and by no means I do not rebut that. I did have too many.
Situations where, people typically, they're out to try to do the right thing. They just get overwhelmed with what they're doing, and they don't know when to say no.
But then there's the cases that you haven't heard about, that didn't make headlines. One case happening right here in this very nice neighborhood in Kennewick's Creekstone area. Homes here $200,000 apiece, but this home, it was so bad, it was overrun by cats. According to Animal Control, the homeowner simply left the house to the cats and went to live with a friend. She would take bags of cat food and chuck it inside for them to fend for themselves. To understand why this happens, how it gets so out of control, I contacted one of the nation's foremost experts on hoarding. He spoke with me from his home in Virginia over Skype.
Are there more cases, or are we just hearing more about them? And I think it's a little of both.
The ASPCA just surveyed law enforcement agencies nationwide and found 70% said they were familiar with animal hoarding cases. 3 years ago, that was much less.
For some, the simple fact that the animal is alive is the most important thing. Its health is irrelevant. The fact that it's living in urine and feces is irrelevant. And in the extreme cases of the animal hoarders, they do not even seem to perceive that there are dead animals present.
And these cases involve so much more than just a pet owner and the animals. When neighbors tip off law enforcement, local agencies suddenly become overwhelmed with the sheer numbers.
And before you know it, it can really snowball, into a major problem over time.
In Ella Stewart's case, a tractor trailer had to be brought in as a makeshift shelter to rescue all those dogs.
For any agency, it's overwhelming because we already take in so many every day. So if you all of a sudden have multiple coming from one address, what are you going to do with what you already have?
I have 65 cats.
A secret world now exposed and continuing to overwhelm resources here in the Tri-Cities. Molly Kelleher, Action News.